Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of you elect out there. Shalom to you all. Let me see where I'm going to go with this. Anyway, you see the video before you reply. Please let me go to hell. And this was put up by GMS South Carolina '08. And this was a response to another video that was put up, I believe, the elder out of Vegas, Karatazar. I believe he did a video, then GMS South Carolina did a reply, and even Apostle Gabar did a response to the video, which I didn't see. I saw some of this. So you can see, please let me go to hell. So the title of this video is Only Stupid, Uneducated People Believe in Hell, and that includes the members of IUIC. That ain't nothing but an old Roman Catholic doctrine for scared, stupid, uneducated dimwits out there. And if any Israelite group is teaching that there's an actual place that you're going to burn in hell, they're a bunch of dimwits. Well, either they sold out, because GOCC teaches the same thing. So anyway, this woman is saying, send me to hell, and this. You know what her problem is? She ain't got no man. And if she does, no, I got a man. Well, if you got a man, you ain't got a real man. Because when you have a man and a woman, the man is the head. You got to believe what he believes. You got to go, and that's the old marriage vows. You know, back in the day, the old marriage vows was that the woman's supposed to obey the man. And they took that out sometime, I don't know, late 60s, early 70s, they took that out. That's why your marriages don't last. Sometimes, look, you got these women, and anybody that legally gets married on paperwork, you are the biggest dumb, monkey-minded fuckhead on the planet Earth and in the damn universe, man. If you're going to get papers on these women, you are out of your fucking mind, man. For real, for real. And see, IUIC pushes that nonsense. And you know what happens in the IUIC? Adultery goes on. And I've seen them even talk about that. Adultery, as cases of adultery after adultery, people get kicked out or suspended for adultery. And then you have, IUIC breaks up families because if a man goes in, is a part of the organization, he doesn't read the scriptures. They don't teach you to think, they teach you how to think. A guy goes in, he becomes a part of the IUIC, and he has a woman, maybe they're legally married, maybe they are together and they got a couple of children, maybe she's pregnant, and he gets all into it 6 months in. So they're going to tell him, they're going to inquire, which is none of my business, what you do with your wife outside of the truth, all right? The Apostle Paul said, let your woman learn to silence. If she had anything to say, let her ask her husband's at home. All right? So they would say, and this is the fact. Now, if they don't do it anymore, they used to do it. They would do something like this. They would say, hey, brother, do you have a wife? Which is none of your business. Now, you might say, no, I don't have a wife. Well, you should get a wife, which is clearly not scriptural, because Paul said, I'd rather that you be like me, having no woman. They're not pushing that. Meaning a eunuch in the spirit, not having his rod cut off. But anyway, the brother said, yeah, I got a wife. Well, why don't she come to the school? And again, none of their goddamn business. Because she's a Baptist. Oh, well, brother, she's an unbeliever. You ain't supposed to have an unbeliever, which is going against the scripture. You know? Now, what are they going to say? Oh, the Apostle Paul went off? Well, then you got to tear out a lot of the book of Acts, because that involves Paul, especially going into the Gentiles. So you got a 13 chapter on. Well, Paul was even mentioned in the 7th chapter, but Paul is in, to be safe, let's say the 13th chapter on to the end of the book. A lot of it was on Paul, so you got to tear out most of the book of Acts. You got to tear out Romans, the book of Romans. You got to 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians. If there's a 3rd Corinthians, you got to tear that out too. Ephesians, Colossians. So there's a lot of Galatians, Hebrews. So there's a lot of books. You got damn near the whole Old Testament. Because if you're going to throw out one thing that the Apostle Paul says, which is part of the gospel, you got to throw out everything that the Apostle, and then you got to throw out Peter, because Peter bigged up the Apostle Paul. So if you're going to keep it real, keep it 100. Keep it 1,000, as they say. Keep it a buck, as they say. So you got this dumb hammerhead wearing a wig. You got this dumb hammerhead woman, and she probably went to college. The worst woman that you can get is a goddamn black woman that went to college, got a little degree. Because I've dealt with women, and they think they're smarter than you, and they're fucking dumb as a box of rocks. They know this college shit. They can spew off that college shit. But one thing, deal with any woman that does a lot of, graduated with a certain degree. The degree that they have, the money that they're supposed to get from that degree, they're not getting. They got to settle for less, and they got to work their way up. And then you got to compete against Becky, and Becky's gonna always beat you. She's gonna always beat you. All right. So she got the glasses on. She looked like she got a little college in her. So that collagen totally screwed her head up. She said, send me to hell. Send me to hell. First of all, dumbass, if you're an intelligent person, if you're a somewhat educated person, you wouldn't believe in hell. So she believes in hell. So her grandmother or whatever taught her, right? She believes in this stupid concept of hell. Well, like I said, intelligent people, highly educated people do not believe in hell. Matter of fact, they don't believe in heaven. They don't believe in the Most High. Only a stupid person, a former Baptist or somebody from the black church or a Roman Catholic or one of the Latin tribes, you believe in that bullshit. And there's two major camps that teach, Israelite camps that teach hell. That's the GOCC, which they're completely bugged out, and the IUIC. ISUPK doesn't teach it. GMS damn sure don't teach it. Sakari don't teach it. Priest Danyala doesn't teach it. Matter of fact, if you're watching this video, Priest Danyala, please do. You're very good at lectures. If you can, do a video on that and send it to me on hell. And that was something that Yeshaya and Gazak was teaching, mainly Yeshaya, that every time he pulled that madness up, he got cut down. And Gazak was on two YouTube channels as a guest, and I believe both times he said that hell exists and the 12 tribes are wrong. That's why you don't see them. What does it say in Isaiah 30 verse 20, if I'm not mistaken? You will see your teachers. You will hear a voice behind you. I'm just merely paraphrasing. But anyway, like I said, you got to be a stupid ass, retarded, mildly retarded, and a gullible individual to believe in the hell doctrine. So she said, just send me to hell. Just send me to hell. She's saying that because she doesn't have a man that's giving her the sausage. You know? Now, coming back to IUIC and that a man that comes into the IUIC, his wife got to come into IUIC. If you had old-time marriage vows, if your husband becomes a Muslim, guess what? You became a Muslim. If your husband got disenchanted and became a Buddhist, you become a Buddhist. And that's let me see if I can bring this up. Let me bring this up. Let me try it this way. Let's see if it comes up. I'll try it this way. If not, I'll do it another way. It's in the book of Ruth. Okay, that's not what I want. It's in the book of Ruth. Let me do it this way. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, so she it says Ruth. Let me put in Ruth. Ruth. Okay, this is Ruth 1 verse 16. And these marriage vows in the church, it's from the book of Ruth. Okay, let me come over here. So you really don't have a woman if she's not following you. That's the order. Okay, Ruth 1:16. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. You see, there's certain couples that they get homeless and the woman follows the man even in homelessness. I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. So you got to read this whole story. I got to go back and read this. Let me see. Let me just proofread this. I'm sorry, let me just go to the top. So, you know, if a brother comes into Israel and he has a woman, that woman, if she's your wife, she's supposed to be an Israelite. See, you got to give her the rod. If this woman right here, let me come back to this woman. Bear with me for a minute. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? Let me bring this over here. If she was under the rod of correction, she wouldn't be talking like this. Trust me, she's completely, she don't know what the hell is going on. She's just a fucked up individual. You know, and only an Israelite man, not a gammon man, inside joke, that if she savable, so first of all, she wouldn't be dressing like this. Yeah, first of all, look at me, look at me. Let me do this. Let me do this. She kind of goes back. So she's looking for a man. She's all fucked up in the head. What the hell? Okay, yeah, there she goes. She jumps back. He said, look, wait a minute. Okay, where is it, man? Come on, son. Wait a minute. I'll find it in a minute. I don't want to. Okay, look at me. See, you got a bull. That's what a woman know. She's smart enough to know that that's what men want. Cause men look at you. They look at your face. They look at your ass. They look at your belly. She ain't, she got a little, but she got teats, kind of thick in the legs. That's a daggone wig, And why is she wearing a wig? Because she's under a curse. Isaiah 3 verse 16 on down. She's under a curse. And a fairly, cute face, but she's looking for a man. And she's looking for attention. That's why she's cursing out there. I asked him, well, you don't want me in heaven. I asked you all kind of questions. Talking about, hell, this is hell. Why does she say this is hell? She's a woman. Women do better than men. Apostle Gabar had went to a hospital checkup or some shit, and he was trying to get what do you call it, aid. And the woman laughed at him, and she said, "Oh, here comes." Maybe Apostle Gabar speak about it. Here's another victim, and he cursed the woman out. And he said, because he knew that what she was talking about when she said, "Oh, here comes another victim," because he was turned down. But he said, "Look, if I was a woman, they wouldn't have turned." She said, "That's right," and she went from a smile to a frown. She said, their system is set up to, not give aid to men, but give aid to women. If I was a woman, I would have got aid. She said, yeah. So she knows, she knows what's up. That's why she said, what did she say? Another victim, or whatever she said. Whatever the hell she said. So this system is not set up for men, especially Israelite men. But forgive me for the rant. But she's all messed up. She figures she's going to go to do some college, get a little degree here, not getting she gets whatever type of degree. She thinks she's going to get that amount of money. She ain't going to get it. But she got enough to get a little apartment. She ain't got no man. Because she wouldn't be talking, she'd be trying to please her man. She might be having a cook channel. But anyway, she's speaking about hell like hell exists. She's speaking about hell like hell exists. So going back to Ruth, if you're an Israelite that comes into any organization, your wife is supposed to follow you. If she doesn't follow you, she's out of order. So now IUIC can use this. You really don't have a woman. Because when push comes to shove, I ain't with that. I ain't with that. And she ain't going to be with you having another woman. So the so-called black American woman, she's mental-wise, she's pretty much an 8-year-old kid. 8-year-old little girl that don't know what the hell's going on. I don't give a damn if she's 40, 50 years old. But anyway, since she mentioned hell, well, I go there. You don't want to go to hell. And in the martial law, if they were to bust your door down, you ain't going to, well, what the hell are you doing? You ain't going to do nothing but scream, and they're going to put a masking tape over your mouth or something, close your mouth and tear that, what's left of you, and rape you, and may gang rape you. And she's going to be, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But anyway, let me do this. For you dummies out there that believe that there's an actual hell. For you dimbos. Let me go to the word hell. And I'm just dealing with the Old Testament. Now you can ask the IUIC, where is anybody in the Old Testament, are they burning in hell? They might say, yeah. I said, well, don't the Most High warn you? Even Esau's being warned about this, about him going into captivity. There's no place in the Old Testament where it describes hell, like a place where your spirit burns forever. Look, hell, and this has got to be the old. If it's old and new. Okay, this is the Old and New Testament. So we're going to pull out some scriptures from the Old Testament. Like I said, whatever the leader of the IUIC says, there's only one leader, and there's a leader, one leader, and a bunch of followers. A bunch of followers. Weak-minded followers. That's why they don't, none of them, not one of them see the MOTB as being the micro seed. They're going to see it. And they're going, is that the Bishop? Is that the thing that the GMS been talking about? You think he's going to admit it? Well, we'll see. Okay, the first time hell is mentioned is Deuteronomy 32:22. For a fire kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. That means hell can spill over. So you can be in the kingdom of heaven, and hell can spill over. No, that's talking about a volcano. That's talking in the core of the earth. As scientists say, there's like a sun, so you can understand, in the core of the earth. It's not talking about a spiritual hell. This right here is not talking about a spiritual hell, because it mentions consume the earth and her increase. Okay, this is so I guess King David believed in hell. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. So what did he mean by that? Matter of fact, let's do this. IUIC, you should be ashamed of yourself for teaching this Roman Catholic silly doctrine. Okay, so let me see. What am I going to do? Let me see here. Okay, let me see what the commentary has to say concerning this. Yeah, I was watching a particular video. Let me see if I can find it. I was going to do a video on that. This is on Jimmy Barbecue, which now they're saying Esau did that to make him look like a complete savage, and he's not he's supposedly a good guy. I can't find the video. I'll find it later. I may do a video on it, but let me do this. Okay, this is Bible Hub, 2 Samuel 22, verse 6. Let's see what it says. See what Cambridge says. The sorrow of hell, the word made no doubt. Pains. Yeah, if you're sick, you got cancer, you got pains in your body, you in hell. As it is translated in the Septuagint, Okay, you got here Acts 2, verse 24. Whom God has raised up, having loosed the pains of death, because it was not possible that he should be held of it. Matter of fact, let me do this. I'll come back to this. I'll read the whole chapter and a couple of verses above. The whole verse. It says, but it's better explained the cords or nets of the hunter. What David meant was he was fighting against the Philistines. And he was facing death every day. Hell is Sheol or Hades. Sheol meaning the grave. Hades is Greek Hades, which means, in Greek, it means the pit or the grave. The mysterious unseen world, they go off, ready to seize and swallow up its victim. See note on 1 Samuel 2, verse 6. Let's see what 1 Samuel, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. So they don't know, they don't understand. They don't know what's going on. But they put this here. Let me come over here. There's no Old Testament scripture that describes a spiritual hell. Period. All right, let me do this. I can always come back to this. Let me do this. Okay, hell is in Acts 2 times. The 27th verse. Because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. That's from King David. And this is Peter, which is King David, coming back, reincarnated, is making a statement. He didn't know that he was King David. Let me come on down to the 31st verse. He seeing this before spake of the resurrection of the Messiah, that his soul was not left in hell, neither his flesh did see corruption. When does your body start to see corruption? After the fourth day. In other words, the fourth day starts the corruption. So the Lord was resurrected inside of 3 days. Lazarus was raised back up, resurrected after the fourth day. So they said, no, you can't bring him back because his body's decomposing. And that's why the Lord wept. It said the Lord wept. Let me see. So what he did was he decorrupted him. You know, he decomposed him. He reversed the process. So when his body started breaking down after 3 days, it's the same thing with food. You eat some chicken, you put it in the refrigerator. You got to eat it, and unless you put it in the freezer, you put it in the regular refrigerator, you got 3 days to eat it. After that fourth day, you might not taste it, but it starts to corrupt. Okay? So the hell that the Lord went to was what? It was the grave. It wasn't no, but they might say, well, his whole soul went to hell. His spirit was in the spiritual realm, and his body was in the tomb. The Most High took the spirit, put the spirit back in the body, and he came back into his body. The saints that came into among the Israelites, the saints raise them back up. Some of them newly dead. Some of them been dead for some years. What did the Most High do? What did the Lord do? When the saints came back in, the Most High put, decompose, reverse the process, and built that person back up. Same concept with the Star Trek. When they would say beam me up, Scotty, they would break the elements down, and that spirit would go to another place. Then it would bring new elements together, because everything in your body can be broken down scientifically. You're made of proteins, and basically, you're made of proteins and so forth. Your flesh is proteins, and you need certain foods to keep your body alive. That's why people get old and sick and die, because they don't eat the right foods. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me do this. Let me just do this. I'm sorry. Let me do this. Okay. And them Latin tribes, they a bunch of knuckleheads. Real talk. Right, deeper than hell. Job wasn't talking about a spiritual hell. Excuse me. That's what David said when he's fighting against the Philistines. He was facing death every day. Well, her house, Proverbs 7:27, her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. The chambers of death. It's a burning. No, her house is the way to hell. Is the way to you dying. You deal with this woman, she's going to cause you to die. And that woman in Proverbs 7 is talking about philosophies, the Kemetic, Jake saying Kemet. That's a woman. That's a woman, and it's going to lead to death. The Moors, you got this debate coming up against Captain Katazak and Lord Abba, and I'm rooting for Captain Katazak on this one, and he's gonna make Lord Abba look stupid, because they're going into I don't know how I get into this topic, but they're going into Moab, about Moab, because the Moors say that they're the Moabites. Well, if they're Moab, I'm gonna watch the video and I'm gonna do my take on the video, giving my 2 cents. So the Moors is just a made up religion. It's just a made up religion. Now the Moors back in the ancient, you going back 500 years, were Israelites that were just being called Moors. Moors was Spanish Moors, where you get the word moreno, which means blacks. That's all it is. You got the Moors over there. That just means that they were dark-skinned people. And they made a whole religion out of it. You got the Noble Drew Ali. Now, you can do research on them. These brothers that call themselves Moors is based upon Noble Drew Ali. So part of their, teachings is that the Moabites. See, we're in the Bible, we're the Moabites. If you're a Moabite, then you're going into captivity. If you're a Moabite, then you're going into captivity. Christianity, bear with me for a minute. Her house is the way to death. Christianity, house is the way to death. or hell. Moors, black conscious, Islam, Methodists, whatever you into, politics. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. That just means you're in the pit. Because when you die, who you gonna be among? The dead. The bodies are gonna be in the ground, in the cemetery. And that's why I call theological seminaries theological cemeteries. And sometimes hell can mean a condition. When Jonah was in the belly of the fish, it didn't say well, it said fish. He said that he was in hell, meaning he was in a condition where if he don't get out of this belly, that I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna be digested. Oh, another good one. Hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at that coming. At that coming, it stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth, meaning these people that are coming against Babylon and Esau, these were people in the past coming against Esau of the earth. It has raised up from her throne all the kings of the earth. Now I'm gonna read this in the NLT. Let me do this. And then I'm going to close. And see, we got to do this in the hopes that some of these window shoppers from the IUIC watch this video. And forget about GOCC. They're just gone. In the place of the dead, there is excitement over your arrival, over Esau going down. The spirits of world leaders and mighty kings long dead, that's reincarnation, stand up to see you or to see your downfall. Why you think China's doing all this? They're saying China, they got their spies and they're still. So what? You did the same goddamn thing. That's the pot calling the kettle black. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.